So this is the first significant river crossing of the trip so far.
Took the California riding and hiking trail to Warner Springs. We resupplied at the gas station mini mart they had there, and everyone was talking bad about the resupply choices, but I thought they had quite a bit and could easily do a full resupply there. The outlets were located outside next to the bathrooms, and we charged all our stuff up. Up with Emily in town and caught a ride back with a local trail angel. He's hiked most of the PCT, I believe, and his name was Off Trail. Showers and bucket laundry was located behind this building. They also had super clean bathroom. The hours that they offer these services are a little bit weird because they're on school grounds, so make sure you pay attention to the sign and the day and time that you arrive. If you use the services they offer, please make sure you donate something. That way they can be around for everyone else. Here are the showers. So you fill up the bucket from the sink, get yourself one of the pitchers, and get after it.
Where can I go in the world and do what I'm doing?
This dude was super nice, but had way too much energy. He's gonna need it on his bike ride from Pasadena to Tucson.
Welcome to Radiator Springs, the cutest little town in Warner Springs. Oh no! Oh no, get that!
Did you get that?
No, unfortunately. Oh no. Oh, man. Oh, that sucks.
Now you don't have that.
Oh no.
We all thought Emily was joking when she was spinning her bag and gonna throw it over the creek. She wasn't, but it didn't quite work out. So, just left Warner Springs. The goal today is to hike about 3 or 4 miles out of town. So we'll set up camp for the night and get an early start tomorrow. The real question is, who did it better? As we were walking across the field just outside of Warner Springs, there are these cool planes that bring up gliders and then they let go. There's a landing strip set up nearby for them. We just did laundry, so we took our pants off so we wouldn't get them soaking while we crossed the stream. It was really hard to tell how deep it was from the bank. There was about a mile hike between this river crossing and the next river crossing. We found the best place we could to cross. It wasn't directly on trail, but it worked out really well. We got into camp after sunset again. Good morning. So far it's been my best night on trail. I don't know if it was the 2 stream crossings after sunset or if everything's just working right, but I ended up having a fantastic sleep. We were gonna wake up and start hiking at 7:30. I woke up at 7:30, so we got about 3 more of those rivers to cross today, so let's get at it. First water crossing done for the day. That one wasn't too bad, only about mid-calf. Blind Chicken ended up picking up his snowshoes. He's either really smart or really not, and we haven't decided yet.
Watch out for the sticks.
Watch out for snakes. The road right here. Watch out for snakes.
Who said that?
Made it even with a broken trekking pole. My trekking pole broke. So we're gonna do a quick little patch on this and see if I can't get it through until the next town. So we made it through the stream crossings for today, and it's such a trip. Last year, they were literally just a trickle, and this year they were actually like little rivers. It was totally doable. Nice, easy crossings. Nothing was too scary. Everything was about knee deep or so. Water is moving pretty quick, so make sure your trekking poles are well planted before you move forward, and take your time for that current. It's gonna blow your foot a little bit. Yeah, just heading uphill up out of it. Anytime there's water, you got a hill right on the other side of it. So me and my trail family, we've all been talking about some of the things that we think are the most important on the trail. And I think we all pretty much have come up with mindset being the most. So, for example, the second night on the trail, my air pad popped, and the next few I slept only 3-hour chunks with having to wake up and reinflate my sack. And instead of letting that get me down, that was just part of the adventure. And then this morning, crossing a stream, my trekking pole got stuck between a rock and a hard space and broke. And, you know, rather than letting that get me down, I found a fuel top from a can. I cut a little hole in it and taped it onto my trekking pole, and I'm keeping cruising. Figured they make them extendable for a reason, right? So I think no matter when you start and what happens on your trip, I think that you're going to be faced with challenges, and you're gonna have to solve them. And so I think having a very strong mental strength would be very, very beneficial for that. So, you know, there's the physical aspect of actually getting out and doing the miles, going up and down mountains, but I think at most that's only 30% of really what it takes to do something like this so far. And I think most of it's mental. So through the snow in Mount Laguna and all the river crossings, me and my group, we've played around with a lot of different options, from waterproof socks to putting bags over your shoes and socks, and just going through it with shoes and socks on, going through it with just shoes. So I think everyone's kind of come up with a strategy that works well for them, but I think that the waterproof socks really helped in the snow. It did keep my feet a lot drier, but more importantly, it kept them quite a bit warmer. So that was really, really nice because I run cold. I didn't use my waterproof socks in the stream crossing. I went ahead and I would take off my socks and throw on my Crocs, and then I would walk across in those. So the creek that we just passed, there's 5 times that we go through it, and there's no good way to really skip around it. And so we did the first 2 at night, like right after sunset. And then we did the first 3 this morning. And those 3 were about a mile, so I ended up hiking that whole mile in my Crocs. My wife, she made me bring them, and I'm actually really happy that she did. So they were actually really comfortable for cruising on the trail as well, much more than I thought they were going to be. So I'm finally famous. No, but really, it was super cool. Yesterday, I was recognized by 2 people that are subscribed to the channel. So Philip and Off Trail, it was great seeing you guys. It's really humbling to think how many people are watching and following along these videos and are part of my journey. I really appreciate all the comments, the feedback and suggestions you guys have been giving me so far. Take a minute, hit that subscribe button. Come on, guys. Every time I get into town, I check it. And every time I got more subscribers, it just makes me smile. We just took a nice long lunch, and the clouds have definitely rolled in nice and thick now. So it looks like the storm may be hitting a day early compared to what we thought was going to happen. So We repacked our packs to make sure everything that needs to stay dry will. I think the goal is to get to either Mike's place or a little bit further past.
I'm pretty sure the trees that we're walking past is called ironwood, and it's a legume. It serves as both a keystone species as well as a nursery plants to other plants and cactus growing in the area.
The rain just started, so probably gonna put the camera and stuff away and try to make some miles. I know that everything's supposed to be waterproof, but the question is really how waterproof is it, right? We ran into snow again, guys. Snow started back up at about mile 122. Yeah, you definitely don't need to carry more than about half a liter from Warner Springs to Mike's place. There's literally so much water running across the trail right now. So far, the rain hasn't been too bad. It just kind of drizzled on and off, rain for a minute, stop, rain for a minute, stop. It's just enough to keep all the dust down and really make everything smell amazing. We're about 3 miles out from Mike's place, a little over, so we'll probably be in there about an hour, hour and a half.
The sign said camping was okay. There was a lot of trash on the property, so we found the cleanest section we could and set up for the night. We already had some scattered showers, and the wind was blowing at about 30 to 40 mile an hour gusts.
Living large tonight. I'm having black bean soup, black bean and lime soup, and hot cocoa. We ended up packing up with a light drizzle and a pretty heavy wind going through right now. It was a pretty nice place to camp, and having access to water was definitely a treat.
Since we came through, Mike said his tank was now empty, and the trail angels that maintain the trash in the area have been contacted and they're going to fill back up there. Taking a look back at Mike's place, you can see how quickly the clouds are coming in and the weather is changing.
So today's hiking's been fairly easy. We kind of loaded our packs pretty smart this morning, trying to make sure everything stayed dry that needed to. And we put lots of snacks and water where we can access it. So we're planning on doing about 18 miles today, a little over to get to Mary's place. So far, there's already been more water sources than there were last year. I mean, I know I sound like a broken record, keep saying it, but it's a trip to see the desert with this much water.
Past so many beautiful landscapes, and it still begins.
About 5 miles outside of Mike's place, and it's definitely a little bit more overgrown than the previous sections of the trail. A lot of oak that you're kind of fighting your way through. A couple sections of the trail are a little bit washed out just from the weather. It was totally passable, but just take your time and be careful over some of the steps. We ran into a little bit of patchy snow right past his place. And I would also like to mention that I've been carrying micro spikes since the start. So if I felt there was a need for them, I would have put them on. So I'm about halfway done for the day today. So we've hiked about 9 miles. We have just over 9 to go till we get to Mary's place. But this is, there it goes again. So I section hiked through here last year and there was a bunch of guns shooting. And this time as we're going through here again, there's also a bunch of guns shooting. So just a heads up, guys. I think there's a firing range in the area.
Everyone told me last year the water from the spring tasted like crap, so we skipped it.
There's a big storm rolling in tomorrow morning, and we're all kind of splitting up for a little bit, so our trail family is going to kind of do a few different things. Billy and I are going to take off for a week and go home with our families, and Jasper and Blind Chicken are splitting a Airbnb with a few other hikers and are going to wait out the storm here. Is the only water source that I was used to last year between Mike's and Mary's. So if you're hiking in a dry year, this may be your only source. I would probably plan to carry through because last year there was dead rats floating in this. And as you can see, it's open, so lots of animals fall in here. The storm clouds are rolling in pretty heavy. So the sun just set. We're about half a mile from Mary's place.
We all cooked a nice hot dinner before hitting the sack. We ended up waking up a little bit early, and it was pouring.
Just about everything packed inside the tent. I'm gonna throw on the rest of my rain gear and get ready to go outside and break down the tent. So we have about a 6-mile hike till we get to Paradise Valley Cafe, where we're gonna be picked up from. There is a long road with telephone wires you hang a left on, and you walk about a mile off the trail to get to Paradise Valley. I've heard that they do permit camping there overnight, but I've never spent the night there, so I can't confirm nor deny. But I can confirm the food is absolutely fantastic, so I'm looking forward to my breakfast. So far my layers are working out. I'm wearing my Hoka Speed Goats for my feet. I'm wearing waterproof socks. I have my regular pants and hiking sun hoodie on. I have a fleece layer, and then I have my Frog Togs rain jacket and rain pants on top. On my hands, I have the medical gloves over my glove liners, and so far I'm staying pretty dry. While you might not see it on the trail, there's about an inch and a half of slushy, ice-cold water that we're walking through right now.
We were definitely surprised by the amount of snow that we got this morning on our hike out.
No big deal, it's just hailing on us. There are 3 streams that are running across the trail at mile 151. Almost to the turnoff to go to Paradise Valley Cafe. Alright guys, I hit the turnoff for Paradise Valley. You follow the power lines all the way over there. It is pouring right now, and the whole ground is literally just like a little stream flowing. It's pretty slippery. Every step is just sloshing. No hopes of dry feet today. I'm telling you guys, it's literally like walking in a small creek or river. Paradise Valley Cafe. There's food.
Not many people looked like they were having fun when they first arrived. After coffee or hot chocolate, their mood improved. I got picked up by my father-in-law and went home for about 5 to 7 days. Now we're trying to figure out the next step and jump back on the trail